So let's be real. Everyone's talking about the incredible productivity boosts you can get from AI like Microsoft Copilot. But as a leader, you're also thinking about the risks, right? How do you actually roll this out without creating total chaos? Well, today we're going to break down a really clear, actionable playbook for deploying Copilot effectively and, maybe most importantly, safely. And just for context, what we're covering today comes from part 4 of a 10-part tutorial by Virtualization Options LLC. We are zeroing in on the part that's absolutely crucial for any manager, the governance and rollout strategy.
This is the million-dollar question on every leader's mind. How do you give your teams these amazing new tools without, opening the floodgates to data leaks, compliance headaches, and just security nightmares? It's a really delicate balancing act.
The answer, thankfully, lies in a structured approach. So let's take a look at what's called the Zone Governance Model. It's a framework that's specifically designed to help you find that perfect balance between flexibility and safety.
This right here, this really hits the nail on the head. The whole point isn't to lock everything down so tight that nobody can innovate, but it's also not a free-for-all that creates massive risk. It's all about applying the right level of control for the right situation.
Okay, so the model itself is built on 3 distinct zones, and they basically move from low risk and high freedom all the way to high risk and very tight control. We've got Zone 3 for citizen development, Zone 2 for partner development, and Zone 1 for enterprise production. Let's break each one of these down.
All right, let's start at the beginning with Zone 3, citizen development. Think of this as your entry point, your place for experimentation. This is the organizational sandbox. It's the place where your employees can get their hands dirty, play around, and build small-scale AI tools to help with their own productivity or solve some little problem a team is having. And they can do it all with a very light touch from IT. Now look at the risk profile here. It's pretty low, maybe low to medium. The use cases are things like personal assistants or simple little prototypes for a team. The key insight for you as a manager is that this zone lets you encourage all that bottom-up innovation without putting critical company data at risk.
Okay, moving up a level, we get to Zone 2, partner development. And this is where things start to get a bit more collaborative.
I like to call this the partner up zone. It's that middle ground where a business unit, let's say it's HR or customer service, has a bigger idea. They need an AI agent that can serve a whole department, or maybe one that needs to touch some more sensitive data. This is the point where they have to formally partner up with IT to build it the right way. Notice the shift here. The risk level is now solidly medium. We're talking about real departmental tools. And check out the governance. It's now IT approved with structured testing and monitoring. So the takeaway? The training wheels are starting to come off, but IT is still right there, providing that crucial supervision.
And finally, that brings us to the highest level of control, Zone 1, enterprise production.
Okay, this zone is reserved for the heavy hitters. These are your mission-critical AI systems. If one of these agents fails or gets compromised, the impact on your business operations, your reputation with customers, or your compliance standing could be absolutely massive.
The characteristics here reflect those high stakes. The risk is high. The use cases are things like automated financial decisions. So here's the bottom line for you. Governance is no longer a partnership. It is full IT management, period. These applications have to be treated with the same seriousness as your core enterprise software. We're talking formal reviews, deep security testing, and 24/7 support.
So, now you have the governance model. But a model is just a piece of paper without a solid implementation plan, right? So let's talk about the how, your rollout and the team you're going to need to pull it off.
Look, you don't just flip a switch on this. A smart rollout happens in phases. You start with an executive pilot. And why there? Because you get high-quality strategic feedback from your key decision makers. Next, you expand to specific departments to see how different functions actually use the tool in the real world. Then, and only then, once you've got your learnings and your support structures in place, you go for the enterprise-wide rollout. This is how you prevent the whole thing from getting ahead of your ability to manage it.
And this is absolutely critical. I can't stress this enough. This is not just an IT project. A successful AI adoption requires a real partnership across the entire business. Of course, you need IT for the infrastructure and security for the risk assessment, but you also need legal for compliance, the business units to actually identify the use cases, HR to manage training and cultural change, and communications to keep everyone in the loop. It's a team sport.
So, we've walked through the governance zones and the rollout strategy. The playbook is pretty clear.
You balance innovation with control, you roll it out deliberately, and you build a cross-functional team. The only question left is your team ready to run the plays?